Well, in public, former President Obama has stayed out of the 2020 race, but behind the scenes, apparently, he's still doing his best to shape his party. According to a new report, Obama has promised other Democrats, donors mostly, that if Bernie Sanders begins to run away with the nomination, Obama will get out there in public and try and sabotage his campaign. But Obama also isn't willing to support his old running mate, Joe Biden. He has refused to endorse Biden. And according to Politico, Obama told another Democratic candidate that Biden lacks any bond with Iowa voters. So who exactly is Barack Obama for? What's really going on here? Dana Perino hosts the Daily Briefing with Dana Perino, and she joins us tonight.
Great to be in person.
It is so nice to be here in your city of 8 million. So let's just go through the list. So Obama apparently is not for Bernie Sanders to the point where he will actually step out and try to sabotage him. We know that he's not for Biden because he hasn't endorsed him.
Well, we also knew that in 2016.
We did know that. That's exactly right. And we also know, I think, to a certainty, that he doesn't like Elizabeth Warren. I mean, that's well known in Washington. So who does he like? Who is he for?
Well, that remains to be seen. So one of the things that former presidents try to do is to stay out of the limelight.
Yes.
But you have to be disciplined if you're going to do that. You can't dip your toe in every once in a while and think that you can try to maneuver things from behind the scenes. Also, anybody who's talking to President Obama, you feel self-important. So then you're going to call Politico or call other reporters and tell them, oh, I talked to President Obama and he said this. Don't worry, he can save us. But he can't. He has one opportunity to be a kingmaker, right, at the convention, or a peacemaker if there's a contested convention. Only one opportunity. If he blows it now, it's a little bit too early. I think it's pretty clear that Biden doesn't have what it takes in Iowa because let's just look at the polls. Like, it's not happening.
Right.
It's interesting that we're at this point less than 3 months before the first votes in Iowa, and there are still new Democrats getting into the race.
Yes.
And they can't pull a coalition together. It's from older people to younger people to African Americans and Hispanics, white liberals, academics, climate change people. They have all these different factions, and that's because they have created them.
Yes.
And there's no one right now who can pull them all together. The only person who thinks that they could do that is a person who won nationally twice, Barack Obama.
So let me ask you, is this a resolvable, because I agree with your assessment completely, is this a resolvable problem? I mean, is there in the currently available field of candidates anyone who could, in our imaginations even, bring this coalition together?
Well, I think when I say that Barack Obama could be a kingmaker or a peacemaker, being a kingmaker means that you can say, all right, in my opinion, Barack Obama, this is the person who can pull everybody together, and you try to drive that. But I don't know. There's going to be a lot of resentment in the Bernie Sanders wing of the party, of which is, it's healthy, it's vibrant. They have stuck with Bernie Sanders. They're going to be very mad. They're going to say, oh, Barack Obama is saying this. They're the same Democrats who rigged the thing against me in 2016.
Well, sure. Obama spent the last 3 years making America better? No. Getting rich by talking to investment bankers and hedge fund moguls. I mean, which is actually true, by the way, and striking a deal with Netflix. He has nothing in common with, I would say, the Bernie.
But he does know how to win 2 national elections, and that means something. Hillary Clinton didn't listen to him, right? The Obama people were saying, you have to go to Wisconsin. You have to do these things. She didn't do those things because she knew better.
So I know that you are deeply skeptical of my brilliant, and true, theory about Michelle Obama coming in at the last minute. Tell me why.
Because I'm right, 100% right. And I want you to go home and ask your... I just want you to ask your wife, is Dana Perino right? And she was like, yes. She's like, okay, Michelle Obama, she does not want to run for president. She's living her best life.
Yeah.
And that the Democrats are still thinking, wow, we need a savior to come in. Even if that savior needs to come in, it's not going to be Michelle Obama. Several months ago, I bet you a month's salary to the charity of our choice that Michelle Obama will never be a Democratic nominee for president. And you look very heartbroken by that.
No, I mean, I certainly don't favor her entry into the race. I think she can win.
And let me tell you one other thing. She is very popular right now, but the moment she talks about policy or politics, it would evaporate overnight.
But okay, let's say you're right, and you very well may be right. You often are. Mostly are, in fact. Then who is it? I don't see anybody running for president as of today who could get the Bernie people and the finance community.
I don't know who it's going to be. And that's why we keep coming back, right? The Democrats will have to figure it out. And it's pretty interesting. Look, America usually gives its presidents a second term. Only twice since World War II has that not happened, especially when you have an economy like this with the numbers that you were just showing with Larry Elder. It's going to be a fight. But when you have the Electoral College stacking up the way that it is and President Trump already down there in Florida with, running away with the show, it's going to be very hard for Democrats, but they'll come up with somebody.
Then the left needs to calm down, because that could happen and we can't. You know what I mean? We can't lose consciousness.
But it won't be Michelle Obama.
Okay. We'll see. Dana Perino, great to see you.
Thank you.